All right, good morning. Welcome to the Church of the Angels. We are an independent, non-denominational, interfaith spiritualist assembly. All who enter here are valued for their unique qualities. We gather in safe community to worship as equals in an exchange of energy through love, thought, and communication. My name is Rev Jenni Vinecourt. I am your facilitator today. Service is being recorded, so it'll be posted online at Facebook and on our website. The recording will be stopped before messages are given to respect the sacredness of working with spirit. In true spiritualist tradition, our service celebrates all four aspects of meeting. The first is the uniting of our vibrations through music, prayer, and quiet reflection. Second, offers spiritual healing. Third, embraces inspiration and thought exchange. And finally, we communicate messages from spirit. We'll be together here for about an hour, probably only about an hour with this. We've got a small group, excuse me. We're not all short. Okay. But you can join us today with just your audio if you want. You don't have to use your video if you choose. Excuse me. During the sharing portion, then just let me know or send me a chat or whatever if you want to make a comment or have a question. And I ask that you keep yourselves muted for the majority of the service to cut down on any background noise. The Church of the Angels tries to be as inclusive as possible, and we invite all those of all opinions and backgrounds to join us for our services. All speakers are prompted to leave politics and any politically charged topics outside of our gatherings, and this is to promote spiritual unity. Sometimes we do a better job of that than others, but we try. We know that our true selves are always united in love. And if you're interested in sharing your passion and knowledge with our congregation for live services, please contact, I did that last time, Fran Dittrich, who is scheduling speakers at this time. And if you need a contact information for her, let me know. And if you'd like to serve the church as a facilitator, like I'm doing now, either live or on Zoom, please contact Reverend Deborah Vay for Zoom services. If we choose to continue to do so, I may be contacting you to serve for that. If you wish to make a donation, you can do so through the church's website. You'll also have an opportunity to make that a recurring one if you choose. There's a separate donation page, and on that page you can determine where and what you want your donation to go towards. So thank you to all those who have donated and helped keep us going strong. And now a blessing on those donations. Infinite Spirit, please bless the funds donated for the good of the Church of the Angels. We accept them with gratitude and ask for blessings on those able to contribute time, energy, positive intentions towards our church. We thank you for such abundance. All right, we'll have our first song and then an opening prayer.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Every day I say thank you for this day.
Mother, Father, Infinite Spirit, thank you for your blessings on those who have joined here today to honor your work and experience your grace and wisdom. Thank you for providing the appropriate thoughts, insights, actions, and all resources for us to gain a better and truer understanding of your love by the words spoken, the songs sung, and by the messages and healing brought forth here today so that we might lead healthy, happy, and prosperous lives. Thank you for showing us the way to accept responsibility for our lives, and we are grateful to know that you are with us always. Amen. And today I'd like to add the Hebrew morning prayer. Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who formed man with his wisdom and created many openings and cavities within him. It is obvious and known before your throne of glory that if any one of them were closed or if any one of them were opened, it would be impossible to exist for even an hour. Blessed are you, Hashem, for who heals all flesh and does wondrous things. Thank you. And now it's time for just a couple of quick announcements. You can join Church of the Angels on Meetup to get a schedule of events. You know our website. I don't think we have any new people here. No, we do not. And membership forms are available at the church or on the website. And let's see, what else do we have here? Next week, if you're, if you're interested in becoming a member, which is moot also, but for anybody watching the recording, you just have to fill out the membership form and return that to us. It just means that you may get a monthly newsletter or a special announcement. There are no other commitments for membership. So the other announcements. Next week, January 16th, Tia Phillips is our speaker for our live service. And to tell you the truth, I do know her topic, but I didn't write it down. So therefore, I don't have it for you right now, but Tia Phillips is a new speaker and she's going to be speaking in our live service. Our board meeting is this Tuesday. If you have any comments or questions for the board, let us know. We are going to be working on our usual things, but also on how to better integrate and grow the church and get us back together on the same page. So if you have any ideas on how to do that or how best to do that or whatever, please let us know via email so I can get it to the board and we can work on that so we can get back together as a church and feel more like a cohesive unit. Okay, the past life regression event is this coming Saturday, the 15th, and that's on Zoom. Details can be found online. You do have to pay in advance for that on the donation page, and then Reverend Carol or Reverend Vicky will give you the link to get into that class once you've paid. In February, I have another 10-week spirit communication. Hi, Sky. A 10-week spirit communication class coming up, and that will be live at the church. And also, we're going to be affording a Zoom option for that as well for a reduced price for a Zoom to zoom into that class. Okay, the church directory has begun to come together. We're still people are still sending in things little by little to include your contact information, any business information that you want included. We're trying to keep it short because I just don't know how big of a space we're going to be using. But anyway, please email me your information if you want to be included in that church directory. Ministers, if you are on the list to receive a minister card this year, please make payment online. I believe it's $11 online. That's just to cover our PayPal fees. And please stay tuned and watch very closely online so you can stay up to date with any changes, because I know changes are coming. So I don't even know if we're having a Zoom service next Sunday. I don't. So just keep looking, keep looking online, keep looking on Facebook, and hopefully we'll have some updates for you. Does anybody have any announcements from the floor? Nope, it doesn't look like it. Okay. All right.
I'm offering
yes.
offering my art classes again, 9 o'clock on Friday mornings, painting from the divine feminine. This segment we're doing African goddesses, and then in February I'm offering a poetry writing workshop at 11 o'clock on Friday. So
awesome. We'll look forward to having some more information on that. Thanks, Batya. Thank you so much. Okay, Marie Grossman. I've asked Marie to read our statement of principles for us today.
All right. There is one creative force of which all life is a part. This one creative force is known by many names and manifestations. We recognize and honor the many names and manifestations of the one creative force, the source of all creation, one in God. The energy of life everywhere is continuous. All consciousness is continuous. Communication is continuous. The energy of life, consciousness, and communication never cease, even after the event that is which perceived as death. One creates one's own reality. One creates in harmony with the one creative force, the great power of God, of which all life is a part. Reality is as one chooses to perceive and will change as one grows in knowledge of the inner self and one's relationship with the God of his understanding. All things are possible with faith, insight, knowledge, understanding, acceptance, and love. Love is the unifying energy of the universe. Love is the energy of the one creative force, the wisdom of God. All life and all mankind are one in the creatorship and healing force of love and with each other. Love is within us and of us. Love is never apart from us. It is we who separate ourselves from the power of love. The force of God works through love and love alone.
Thank you, Marie. All right, and now we'll have a few moments of quiet meditation so that we can concentrate on going within to find peace and calm and healing for ourselves and the world. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Settle into your chair with the floor beneath you. Take your time and come back to the present moment. Remember that we are always connected to each other and to the divine. And please use this peace and calm to take care of yourselves and all those around you in your communities and throughout the world in whatever way that you can. And now please add silently or aloud the names of those you wish to include in this healing energy. Thank you. Infinite Spirit, that which we call God, thank you in advance for having already taken care of all those individuals and situations we have called forth. Thank you for taking care of the needs of this congregation, their families and friends, and all of creation. Thank you for providing all the appropriate thoughts, insights, actions, and all resources, and so it is. All right, and now it's time for a little bit of inspiration and thought exchange brought to us by today's speaker. We do invite everyone to address our assembly with words of inspiration, lessons learned, or passionate ideas. Every opinion expressed here is strictly that of the person who gives it, and let us consciously and lovingly agree to disagree if it does not resonate with us. Today, the topic is, who are you? And I am your speaker today. So I'm going to forego any bio, because y'all know who I am, and we'll just get on with it. All right, and you have to forgive me. I do have it written up because I'm having a little trouble seeing, so I don't know. Maybe that's bad if I'm having. Never mind. Okay, so who are you? I'm babbling. Who are you? As I was thinking about and preparing for the talk, the more important question for me was, who am I not? I've talked here before about my belief that we are one with the divine. We are co-creators with the God of our understanding, that we are not separate from that which we call God. But the past couple of years, I've looked at that from an opposite angle, and I want to share that with you. Many of you know that I live with several medical diagnoses. I don't want to dwell on that so as not to give them any more power. And yet, lately I've been reminded of some of the effects of them. In the past few months, past few years, I've dealt with surgeries, extreme fatigue, debilitating pain, skin issues, digestive calamities, the cancer, the immune system fiasco, and so on. But after even a short period, which literally a couple of years is a short period, of living with some of these things, it's sometimes hard to remember how blessed I am and to remember that I am not those ailments. For whatever reasons that I at this time don't recall, I decided to take this on this lifetime for a higher purpose. And that's the important thing. I don't recall why I signed up for this, but that's okay. And maybe part of that purpose is just to remember that I am not these illnesses, whatever the list is. As a matter of fact, I'm not even this body. I am not this body. I am only using it for a period of time. All the things that go with it are just being used for a time. I'm not my experiences either. I'm not the clothes I wear or the items I possess. I am not my perceived problems. The sacred Hindu text, the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2, verse 9 through 21 says, "One man believes he is the slayer, another man believes he is the slain. Both are ignorant. There is neither slayer nor slain. You were never born, you will never die. You have never changed, you can never change. Unborn, eternal, immutable, immemorial, you do not die when the body dies. Realizing that which is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and unchanging, how can you slay or cause another to slay?" We are not this illusion of what we think we are. The following is from an article found on the website krishna.com, and that says, "Realization of you're not this body takes place in stages. To begin with, one at least understands on the intellectual level that I, the soul, am different from the body. The body dies, but the soul is eternal. We see, even as we mature, that the body goes through changes, yet we, the soul, remember those different bodies in retrospect as mine. When the soul leaves the body is easily determined to be just a lump of matter. However, the body is our vehicle, while we're using it, with which we have to execute our activities in this life. We are responsible for executing our activities in this life. Excuse me. We are the caretakers of this vehicle. Even though the body is not me, I'm still using it and therefore dealing with its inadequacies at times. In the Bhagavad Gita, again, Sri Krishna points out that all of our miseries are due to false identifications with the body. Oh, if it were only that simple to get. That would be lovely. Another difficulty that I sometimes see in my life and those around me is that of wishing for what we don't have instead of being grateful for what we do have. So why do we worry about our station in life? Why are we concerned with what we have or don't have? I personally need more practice in being content and happy and grateful for the blessings that I do have. One of our teachers, who is not here today, Reverend Barbara Douglas, in one of the abundance classes that she teaches, which I highly recommend if she does it again, teaches us about, doing the gratitude journal. And it really does help when I remember to do it. It really does help on a consistent basis to be able to count my blessings and visibly see them on paper. It helps me. In the Bible, the New Testament translation by George Lamza, Matthew 6:28-29 says, "Why do you worry about clothing? Observe the wildflowers, how they grow. They do not get tired out, nor do they spin. But I say to you that not even Solomon, with all of his glory, was covered like one of them." We are not this illusion of what we think we are or need to be. And when it feels like I'm really going through the muck, I need to also practice no self-condemnation. Big one. I don't know about you, but sometimes I sink into the what the hell did I do wrong rabbit hole. And if I had been more spiritual, or if I had done more praying, or maybe I wouldn't be feeling this much pain or going through this, blah, 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 whatever. Just because, or the depression comes in. I don't know if that's a seasonal affective disorder or whether it's just a concept of learning this, so you add that in. But just because we're going through some things does not mean that we're given the right to condemn ourselves. Self-condemnation is the act of self-blaming, and blaming ourselves is not a way to make our situation any better. It'll only make us feel worse. Believe me, I kind of know. It will make you feel worse. And this is from the Message Bible version, 1 John chapter 3, and I believe it's verses 18-20. My dear children, let's not just talk about love. Let's practice real love. This is the only way we'll know that we're living truly, living in God's reality. It's also the way to shut down debilitating self-criticism, even when there's something to it. For God is greater than our worried hearts and knows more about us than we do ourselves. We hear a lot about loving others, but in this verse, I also think that it speaks heavily about loving oneself. Do not self-condemn, but go easy on yourself. No blame, no hate, no anger. God is greater than our worried hearts. And if we are one with God, this just reminds me that my worried heart is only part of my perception of the illusion of this body, this pain, these conditions, this whatever. Excuse me. God, Goddess, all that is, already knows and has the plan. And I, being one with all that is, at some level, I am also aware of that plan. My humanness may not always remember but my true self is aware. I think I often get into trouble when my human brain tries to figure it all out. There's too much to figure out, forget it. And when I think I know what's going on, when I think I know what I'm doing and what the next step is, that's where the problem usually, comes in and smacks me upside the head or something similar to that. I know you've heard this before now, and it is an old Yiddish proverb: man plans and God laughs. Now, some have interpreted this to mean that God is joyfully waiting for you to fail and laugh at your butt, but no, a horrible being that chuckles at the mere human who is trying to figure it all out. But I see it like this. I found this explanation in an article online, and I really, really like it. Number one, we plan with innocence. Much like how we chuckle to ourselves when kids tell us that what they want to be when they grow up, God laughs because we make plans but end up changing our minds, changing priorities down the road. It's just because we don't have enough life experience or can't anticipate what life is going to throw at us. Number two, we plan with pride. This scenario involves us making a plan because we think we know more than God does. We make a plan with the assumption that we are correct. However, since God knows more than we do about ourselves and about our choices, he laughs a little bit at our arrogance. Number three, we plan with futility. This viewpoint has God laughing because we are inherently trapped. Thus, we make plans with no ability to see them come through. This scenario can be likened to a rat in a maze, which isn't real pleasant, perhaps with no way to exit. The rat can make a plan and scurry all he wants, but in the end, he cannot ultimately determine the course of his own existence. Personally, I see this phrase as the phrase that we plan and God laughs, as God being good-humored and laughs with us as we try our best to negotiate the rocky road and rocky terrain that life is. In the Quran, chapter 8, verse 30, it says, but they plan and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. So, who am I? Who are you? When I'm in my truth of my being, when I know that I am not this body, when I know that I'm not this pain or this discomfort or this list of stuff, then I know who I am. I am one with God. I am content in knowing that I am eternal. I am extremely blessed with a roof over my head, loved ones, friends, and countless things to be grateful for. I hope that you can find some of these blessings in your life as well. They are there, and there are numerous ways for you to see them when you are in doubt. Journaling, meditation, prayer, that gratitude journal. And I find the best way that it works for me is in the evening and write down like 5 things that I'm grateful for, and then I'm sleeping on that. So that's kind of cool. Some people like to do it first thing. I like to do it at the end. But anyway, when you begin to look for the blessings, you'll find them everywhere. You'll find more. It'll be easier and easier to write stuff down in the evening. The Buddhist scriptures are called the, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can, Triptaka. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. But in English, it means the 3 baskets. Within one of its books, you'll find this verse: my hut is roofed, comfortable, free of drafts, my mind well-centered, set free. I remain ardent. So reign, Diva, go ahead and reign. This says to me that when I'm in a place of gratitude and centered in my knowing of who I am, I can weather any storm. My storm lately has been physical, but as long as I know who I truly am, go ahead and reign, Diva. Bring it on. All right, so that is my talk for today. So I want to open that up for any comments and or questions. And it may take me a minute to see you because one of the things on my list is an eye thing today. So give me a chat or wave frantically if you have something to say. Wow, no comments, huh? Interesting. Okay.
I thought it was wonderful, Jenny. Thank you so much. I went through a night when it was 10 degrees out and it was like 52 degrees in my cabin. And I was so involved in my discomfort that I felt very far away from God or an eternal. And if I'd only turned it over to faith instead of fear, I would have gotten through the night a lot better.
Yeah.
But the next day it was warmer and I was able to go out. I was able to take a sauna. I was able to sit on my porch and look up and see the trees and lose myself in the universe. And it was that feeling that the world is bigger than me, but I'd been so in that discomfort. So
Yeah.
I really appreciated what you described.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it is so easy just to go there. At least for me, it is so easy to go there and forget, forget the big stuff.
I was totally
Reverend-
forgotten it. Yeah.
Yeah. Reverend Carol Miller.
Yeah, yes, I want to thank you for your talk. I found it very helpful, informative. I really like the piece about needing to forgive ourselves. And as I was waiting my turn to talk now, I thought of something else too. Just how important it is to stay open to what other people are going through. Reverend Jenni, I can look at you. I don't know if you're in pain or what. And I just think it's important for us to be open to other people's situations as we try to come back together.
Right.
And
Yeah.
thank you for your talk.
Quite welcome. And I think that it's also important to stay or just to be open to other people's situations, but we don't need to know what they are.
Right.
We don't need to
Just
know. So, right.
yeah, and there's things that you just have to, I mean, some of it we can't even understand other than I know this must be bad. And send our blessings. Yeah. And you're right, we don't need to know every gory detail.
Thank you, Carol. Tanda, yes.
First of all, thank you very much. It was an affirmation for me. I have no idea why, because I certainly didn't grow up in this type of family that advocated continuing to live, but I never felt as if this is the only life that I've had. And one of my dearest teachers many years ago described this physical body as a rental compartment. It's just a rental apartment. The rent that is due is time limited. So I always like that for whatever that's worth. And
All right. Thank you. I like it too. Anne Marie, I saw your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I like the part where I think it was from the Bhagavad, I can't pronounce it.
That one I
I
can't
always get that wrong. About one is the slayer and one is the slayee. So many times we're divided, whether it's political, health concerns, all these things that are going on right now, that so many times we think ours is the only right answer. And I have to keep reminding myself that everybody has their own reality, and we have to honor that. It may not be what I choose for myself or anyone else, but to realize that as strongly as I feel about something, someone else may feel just the opposite as strongly, and I have to honor that. I struggle with that. And this week I kind of had an epiphany, I guess, just with all that's going on in Ohio and all our numbers and everything. And I thought, I started thinking about this virus, and I'm like, I'm a living being and the virus is a living being. I want to live and replicate. So does this virus. So what I decided to do every day is I try to send love to the virus, which I'm like, this is crazy. I don't love it, but I try and send it that whatever its purpose is, I want it to do it in a quick fashion. if that is the thing. So I keep trying to remind myself I try and set a time every day where I just send some love to it, and whatever its purpose is, that we get it over with and take care of the world then, and so we can go on. So that's just my 2 cents.
Thank you for that, Anne Marie. It reminds me of a talk that we've had before. I can't remember who gave it, but it was about loving and sending love to the disease or to the pain or to the whatever. That reminds me of that. So that's actually a pretty darn good idea. I like that. Thank you. Reverend Carol Wood, I see a hand up here.
Thank you for your talk and vulnerability. That's awesome to be able to share on that level. And I know that's hard as well, to open ourselves up and go, okay, this is what I'm really looking at right now. I'd like you, whenever experience some type of illness or challenge, go, okay, why did I bring this to myself? What was my soul's plan in this whole picture? Like, okay, would you please give me some valid answer? But I think sometimes one of my greatest teachers said that we have to learn to honor the emotion, as you said earlier, and honor that we're going through this emotion, and that actually it's a privilege for us to experience everything in life, knowing that we are part of the one, and that each individual one of us is having its own experience in a soul body, in the body, and that as we were talking about last night, of course, the soul remembers on some degree what it's going through, and the lesson is always going to be beautiful no matter how it looks while we're experiencing it. So after going through COVID, like Anne Marie was saying, I did get to a point where I was like, okay, I need to let this go so it's no longer serving me and move on. But it's hard. It's hard because we're human, having a human experience, but that experience is beautiful. So just keep trying to remember that.
Exactly. No matter what, no matter what it looks like through these eyes. Yeah, exactly. And that
beautiful.
also reminds me of something else that I've heard is that, we are all, we are God. I know God experiences life through us.
Right.
It's the only way that God gets to experience life.
Experience life. Yeah.
So we get to experience everything. Woohoo! Sometimes great, sometimes not so great. But it is all great, like you said.
Right.
It is all beautiful.
So sometimes you do have to honor the emotion before we can let it go and move on. And go, okay, thank you for this experience.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Anybody else before we move on? Okay, I think I got y'all. Okay. All right. All right. So we are going to usher in our time. Oh, Tanda, was that for me? No. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I lost connection, so I missed something. I dropped off where Carol began to speak, and Reverend Carol, and I wanted to just say that in talking about illness, one of the things that I'd heard that had meaning for me is that sometimes illnesses are given for us or given to us. And I always remember that Ram Dass, after his stroke, and when he was able to regain speech, talked about being graced by stroke and the gifts that he had received from that. So anyway, I'll bug out.
All right. Thank you, Tanda. Thank you so much. All right. Now to usher in our time for Truth and Messages from Spirit, we will have another song.
Joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where down in my heart? Where down in my heart? I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where down in my heart to stay? And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart, down in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. What else you got? I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Where down in my heart? Where down in my heart? I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Where down in my heart to stay? And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart, down in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got wonderful love of my blessed Redeemer way down in the depths of my heart. Where down in the depths of my heart. Where down in the depths of my heart. I've got the wonderful love of my blessed Redeemer way down in the depths of my heart. Where down in the depths of my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart.
All right. Okay. Recording will now be stopped to preserve the sacredness of those serving and receiving from Spirit. For those of you that may be watching this on video, thank you for your support. And remember that you are always connected to the divine and all of creation. Let me see if I can get that. There it is.